Hello everyone, starting our 7th lecture, counting problems and Venn diagram. Counting problems are very easy word problems and they are very interesting too. And we will use Venn diagram to visually represent our concept. I am going to create a scenario for you, a hypothetical case. For example, there is an academy. This rectangle represents an academy where two courses are offered, Math and English. There are 4 students in a math class and 2 students in an English class. So how many total students are there in an academy? Adding the total number of students in each class, 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Now the situation is that you joined an academy. This is you and you are going to take both the courses, math and English. So again, get back to the question. After your joining the academy, now the total number of students are, if we use this approach, then we end up double counting the number of students who are taking both the courses. In our case, you are taking both the courses. Let's see. Total number of students in math class 4 plus 1 5 plus total number of students in English class 2 plus 1 3, which is equal to 8. Here we actually double counted you because you are taking both the courses. All we have to do is avoid the double counting. To avoid double counting is the main idea behind counting problems. So we have a new Venn diagram which shows the intersection of both the courses, Math and English. And this intersection represents the number of students who are taking both the courses. 4 students are taking math only and 2 students are just taking English. And you are taking both the courses. We use the formula. Number of students in either math or English is equal to total number of students in math class plus total number of students in English class minus number of students taking both the courses. We can also write it as M intersection E. This term means that you are counting all the students. So total students in math class 5 and total students in English class 3, and now to avoid the double counting, we subtract the number of students of the intersection area. Another way of calculating the total number of students is to add number of students in these 3 areas, 4 plus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 7. It will also give the right answer. There are 13 students that completed assignment A and 17 that completed assignment B and 10 students have done both the assignments. How many students have completed either assignment A or B? This A or B means that we are interested in counting all the students inside this area, but we should not double count the students that are inside the intersection area. Insert the values in the formula. 13 plus 17 minus 10, 20. And doing it with the second method, this whole circle is 13 and subtracting 10, you will get the number of students inside this huge sector. 13 minus 10, 3. In the same way, 17 minus 10, 7. Adding number of students in these 3 areas, 3 plus 10 plus 7, 20. When you are going to attempt the question in the CSS examination where there is a display of a solution, then this first method, formula method, is more appropriate to solve a question. But if you are solving a question in NTS exams or MCQ based exams for entry test, where you just need to get to the answer as soon as possible, you can solve it the way you are more comfortable. I prefer this method for MCQ based exams. Now taking a same question again, adding one more condition to this question. There are total 30 students in a class. And now our requirement is that how many students have done neither. This rectangle is an addition to the previous diagram and it shows our universe. We have 30 total students in a class and we are interested in finding the students in this area who have completed neither assignment A nor assignment B. First, we have to calculate the number of students inside the circular areas, either A or B, and then subtracting this number from the total number of students, 30 minus 20, 10. There are total 20 students in a classroom. 7 students participated in debates and 10 students participated in sports. 5 students participated in both the debates and sports. How many students participated in neither debates nor sports? In the first step, calculating all the students inside this area without a double count. And to get the number of students outside the circular area, subtract the circular area from the total. 20 minus 12, 8. 8 students are not participating in any of the activities. Let us take the same question again. Our new requirement is how many students are not taking sports. So there are 10 students who are participating in sports. And total rectangular area has 20 students. If we subtract the students who are taking sports from the total, then we can get the number of students who are not taking sports. There is a reason why I take a same question and modify it, and there is also a reason why I solve a question with a different method. Actually, in this way, you can get the conceptual skeleton of these problems, and any twist created by the examiners will be easily tackled by you. When you know that how the questions are made, then you can get the real in-depth understanding of the concept. Again, taking the same question. Now, what if you don't know the total and you know about the number who are neither participating in debates nor sports? And requirement is the same. How many students are not taking sports? First, calculate the number of students taking debates or sports, and subtracting sports from this number will give the number of students who are just taking debates. And the number of students who are not taking sports is equal to add neither debates nor sports and only debates. You can also calculate only debates in this way, but this two-step way is preferable if you are solving in CSS examination. In a trip, 33 students enjoyed the ride of train and 14 enjoyed the ride of dodging cars. If 40 are number of students who enjoyed either train or dodging cars, how many have taken both rides? We don't need a rectangle for this question. Total number of students are 40 and we are looking for the intersection. Plug in the values and solve for x. In a firm of 300 employees, 1/5 are working on project A and 1/6 are working on project B. If 1/15 are working on both the projects, how many are working on neither A nor B? In this question, your knowledge to handle fractions is also tested, and examiners like to create such type of twist. How many employees are working on project A? 1/5 of 300, that is 60, of means multiply. And you know it, 1/5 of 300 means if we divide 300 into 5 equal parts, then we are actually taking one part. 5 times 60 is 300. Calculating the other two in the same way, plug in the formula to get A or B, subtract 90 from total, 210. Next question. 18 students have taken membership of library and 30 students have taken membership of gym. And 37 have joined either library or gym. So we have two requirements. How many students have taken both the memberships simultaneously? How many have joined gym alone without membership of library? For the first part, we have to solve for x, L intersection G. Students who have joined gym, from this total, subtract the library. From this total, subtract the library. Our next lecture would be based on probability. And let me create a teaser for you. We have already solved this counting problem, and I'm going to convert this counting problem into probability problem. Keeping the same scenario, we have to change this requirement. If a teacher randomly selects a student, what is the probability that a selected student is participating in both debates and sports? Content of the problem is same, but now my demand is not about counting. In probability problem, we are interested in chance of an event happening. Probability formula is favorable outcome divided by the total number of possible outcomes. So in which event we are interested in? Both debates and sports. 5. We are interested in intersection divided by the total number of possible outcomes, total number of students 20. 1/4 or 0.25 or 25%. This is the chance of our favorable event happening. So what this formula is actually doing? 5 is what percent of 20? 25%. If we divide 20 into 4 parts, then one part is equal to 5 students. Do you remember this type of question from the lecture on percentage? Can you see how the concepts are embedded in other concepts? किस तरह कॉन्सेप्ट्स ओवरलैप करते हैं और किस तरह एक कॉन्सेप्ट से दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट जनरेट होता है. In the next lecture, we will explore this concept of probability in detail. Thank you for subscribing and sharing the videos.